Hello, welcome. This is Patty Bennett. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we have this gorgeous card. Look how pretty. We are going to make this together, and I am excited to share all my tips with you about making this card. So I am just jumping on a moment early for my weekly live video. If you are watching a replay, please feel free to skip ahead about 2 minutes so that you can just get into the content. So hi Shan, hi Stella, hi Patricia, so good to see you. Monica, Wendy, oh, and 9 other people it says. Hi Don, welcome. Welcome everyone. The last couple of weeks I've had trouble logging into my live, so I thought I'll do it early, and of course it worked. So yay, it worked, that's the good news, but then we're early. So hi Kay, good to see you. Hi Linda, Debbie, Teresa, shout out to Diana and Denise and Lynn. Welcome everyone. Oh, thank you. Someone's giving me lots of hearts. Thank you, thank you. That is exciting. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi Dee and Kay. So good to have you here. So today we are going to be making this card together. I don't know if you saw my blog post this morning already, but all the supplies were listed there in case you wanted to stamp along. We are using the gorgeous Flowing Flowers stamp set, blending brushes, and 3 colors of ink. So not a huge supply list, but if you have any of those and you want to stamp along today, that is what you're going to need. And then we'll just have some fun. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, so Katie says, what a fabulous color combo. So let me just tell you, this is what I call Patty colors. And the reason I say that is because when I was a young, like preteen, early teenager, my bedroom was basically these colors, much to my dad's dismay because, yeah, he pretty much liked to keep things neutral in the house. But I've just loved these kind of bright, fun colors my whole life. I mean, it's just, I don't know, just love it. So, yeah. Hi, Melissa. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Pamela. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry if I missed your name. Everything is going by really quickly. Good morning, Karen. Yes, Karen says she's prepping for our retreat this weekend. So I am helping to co-host a 3-day retreat starting tonight. It's a virtual retreat. And I have 10 projects, I think, that I am presenting this weekend. I am looking forward to it as well. All right, so we are officially at the top of the hour, and so now I can officially say, welcome, hello, this is Patty Bennett. I blog at pattystamps.com, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am coming up on 27 years as a demonstrator. And, you know, I still absolutely love all of the great things that Stampin' Up! Puts out. And this set especially, called Flowing Flowers, just came out in January in our January to June catalog. And I love it. It is not a bundle. It's not part of like a suite or anything. It's just a stamp set. But especially these greetings I love. And I love the mixed, when they mix the fonts, like kind of this script with the block letters. I love that. And then just, I don't know, I love everything about this. So let me show you how we're going to use this with blending brushes to create this beautiful card. And then I have some kind of alternates to show you as well, because I always like to show you extra ideas and extra things, not just the one card. At least I try. Oh, good morning, Pauline in Australia. Let's see who else joined us. Oh, Ida loves the colors. Hi from Charlotte, Terry and Charlotte. Oh, Trina says her room was those colors as well. I love it. I love it, Trina. I think you and I are probably about the same age, probably grew up right at the same time. So we are going to actually, oh, that's nice and dirty. How fun is that? Well, good thing there's 2 sides to every paper. We are going to stamp on just a scrap paper first. I want to show you how this works and kind of have a reason. I think I just re-inked my Melon Mambo pad, and I can't actually remember, so I don't want to re-ink it again right now. So we're going to do a test, and we're going to make sure that there's enough ink on the Melon Mambo to proceed. Because if not, then I'll ink it, and then we will go forward. So this is the stamp that we're using. It has a flower, some kind of splatters, and the 3 leaves. And by the way, because people do ask this, so I just wanted to point this out. Do you see right here that little piece of washi tape? The reason it's there is so that when you go to peel it off the block, you have a spot to grab that's not stuck to the block. Our cling mount stamps cling so good, almost too good, to the clear block. And sometimes you can be kind of like pulling and pulling, and you can't quite get a spot to peel it off. So when you mount your stamps, if you just take a tiny piece of washi tape and you put it somewhere on the edge of your stamp, and then you mount it onto your block, especially if it's been sitting there a while, then you have this great little place to release that suction and pull it off. And I think when I showed this before, I think I accidentally said that it was Leticia who taught me this. It was actually Lisa Rhine. So thank you, Lisa. I just got my friends mixed up and gave credit to the wrong person, but it's all right. We're all good friends in our group, and I just really appreciate that tip because this has really saved me. So let me know, comment and tell me if you knew about this or if you do this, because I think it's fabulous. I think it's a great tip. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Welcome, Sarah and Debbie, Becky, Joe, Brandy. Welcome, everyone. All right. So let's move on with the card. We are going to color with our Melon Mambo and Mango Melody. You could pick any 2 colors that blend well. The key is that sort of in the middle, we want them to blend. So don't pick 2 colors that are going to look horrible together. Pick 2 colors that look good. Okay. So I have my brush that I use like for mango and daffodil and bumblebee. I use a few of the yellows with this brush. So I'm swirling it on the Mango Melody ink pad, and then I'm just going to add the ink, and I'm going just sort of straight across the upper half for right now. And then I'm going to pick up my pink brush, and I use this for magenta and polished pink and Melon Mambo. If you have brushes for every color, that's completely wonderful. I just have 25 brushes, so I kind of combine some of the colors. So I'm trying to avoid the leaves. I see that I got it right there on that leaf, but we're going to fix that in a minute. So I'm adding the pink down here, just sort of on that bottom half, and I'm trying to go up a little bit right into the center. And then you can do 2 different things to ink your leaves. You can take your Stampin' Write marker and you can color on them, which for right now, I'm just going to pull some of that pink ink off of that one. You can also sort of use it as an eraser. But here's what I actually liked to do. I'm using the very corner of my ink pad, and I'm looking sort of over onto the side so that I can see where the ink is going, and I'm just blotting it on there. So whatever works for you. You could also do a sponge dauber. Now I'm going to huff on here and just re-moisten that ink because I was gabbing, I was talking, and so it kind of tends to dry a little bit. So there, it looks good, but I'll show you the second tip that makes this really pop. So here's what you do. You take your brushes and you color in just a little bit on the paper. Now, normally, if you've seen me use blending brushes, I always tell you, swirl the ink on your scrap paper first. You don't want a big blob. So here's the funny part. In this case, you sort of do want a blob. So I'm going to dab right in the middle, and look how much more vibrant the center just became. And then I'm going to dab up here in the yellow portion, and I'm coming over here onto the pink portion because the yellow and the pink is going to sort of create an orangey look. So that's how we get those colors. And you really could use any blending brush with any color and come back and add a little more color, just, you know, to make it beautiful. But that's the easy way, and that's what I did. So what do you think? How easy is this, right? Like super quick, super easy. So we will go to our scallop, because we're making this. If you just tuned in, we're making this card. So we're going to repeat what we just did up on the top, and then I'll show you how I did the smaller flowers, and I'll show you how I got this beautiful green ribbon. So pretty. So again, we're going to, thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much. Hi, Lenny. Hi, Linda. Hi, Patricia. So again, I'm just putting the mango up towards like the top half-ish, give or take. Doesn't need to be precise. And I have got my melon mambo down here on the bottom, kind of coming up into the center just a little. And just for fun, I'm going to just give a little dab over here on some of those dots. We're going to make it just a tiny bit different. And then I'm peeking in the side over here to get the green ink onto my leaves. Going to moisten it with some air, warm air. I guess I'm full of hot air. Get it? And then we're just going to give that a minute, you know, to let that ink soak in, right? Oh, so pretty, pretty, pretty. And then we do the same thing. We're just going to dab, 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 dab. Put some extra ink into the pink area and a little bit of extra ink up here into the yellow. And that's it. Like, super simple. Isn't that pretty? And then Wink of Stella on here is going to make it be gorgeous, but we're going to do that at the end. So then we'll grab the smaller stamp. This one just has 3 images and some blobs. Oh, thank you, Allison. Thanks, Linda. Oh, thank you, Glennis. You are loving this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this one has 3 images, and I'm just going to continue with these same 2 colors. You could introduce other colors, but I'm just going to put mango on part of it and mango. That's kind of a fun, right? Mango. And I'm going to come back and add a little more of that, just to make sure that I have really good coloring. So this one's going to go sort of a little bit off the edge. Oh, isn't it pretty? Oh my gosh, I just love these colors. And if these are not your colors, you know, if you prefer like blues, purples, greens, by all means, grab those colors and do this with the colors of your choice. It does not have to be what I call Patty colors. And this one we'll just sort of do right there. Isn't that pretty? It's so cool. I love this technique. I just love it. And then in our set, we have this happy birthday greeting, which I am going to stamp down at across the bottom in the melon mambo. We'll do melon mambo. And I don't know about you, but I always love to just stamp on my scrap paper first, just make sure everything's good, because, you know, sometimes you get like a fuzz or one of those dimensional hexagons stuck somewhere, right? And I'm not going to push too hard because I see I've got ink around the edge, so I'm not going to rock it. I'm not going to push too hard. Oh, lovely. We got it. And then let me show you how I need to move this because I don't want to get green on it, how I did this beautiful green ribbon. So this is the glittered organdy ribbon, and it is, it's white, but like I would almost call it clear because you can see through it. It's sheer, but look at all those pretty little sparkles in it. And it's the exact same sparkly colors as this card. So we could just put that ribbon on here, but it doesn't really show that much. So what I do, and there's two choices here. You can completely do whatever you'd like, but I am going to grab my Stampin' Blend. Oh, this is Mossy Meadow. That's too dark. I didn't mean to grab that. Old Olive is what I meant to grab. My goodness, that would have been really dark. Old Olive. And I just go right across, and it's going to give this beautiful green color to the ribbon. You can do either side because it's just going to show right through. You could do the Granny Apple Green if you want, because we did use that in the card. But this is going to look almost the same. So there you go. The other thing you can do is to take your blending brush and get ink on it. And then you can do this, and you can just sort of pull it through like that. So you can do that. The drawback to this is that this is dye ink. It's water-based, and it takes quite a while to actually dry, and it will tend to come off on your fingers. The advantage to using a Stampin' Blend is that it is alcohol-based, it dries quickly, and it does not tend to come off on your fingers. So that's why it's my preference, but either way works. And I am going to tie it around. Just give that pretty little sparkle of green. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. I love it. And then before we add, well, we could do Wink of Stella now. I mean, it doesn't, sure, why not? Doesn't matter, right? So Wink of Stella is a glitter pen. I use this on just about almost every project. And in this barrel is a mixture of like an alcohol type mixture with glimmer. Not really glitter, but glimmer, some kind of glimmer paint. So you would shake it up just to make sure that it hasn't settled or separated inside. And then I go onto my scrap paper over on the edge and I squeeze. And can you see that little blob that came out? You never want to get that blob right onto your project. That would be, that'd be a mess. So if you want to paint color on like this, you want to make sure that you've squeezed that first blob out. The other thing you can do is you can just flick like this, and it will go sort of around. It'll go kind of all over, which in my opinion is wonderful and perfectly fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. So now we have Wink of Stella making pretty little glimmers on there. And then for our background on this card, I have a top fold Pale Papaya piece of cardstock. And then you can see that I also used an embossed piece in Pale Papaya. So I have, tone on tone, Pale Papaya on Pale Papaya. And this is from one of my absolute favorite embossing folders called Pretty Flowers. You see the beautifulness and the detail in that. I just think it is amazing. Oh, you're welcome, everyone. You're loving it. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I'm so glad you like it. Thank you so much. Oh, interesting. So Katie said she had not considered this set because she didn't know how to color it. So this is just one way, but it certainly works, doesn't it? It's nice. Oh, and Glennis is going to try purple. That's awesome. No, Allison, I do not wash my brushes. So I have my container from the Stampin' Stampin' Storage, and it holds 25 brushes, and I just have my 25. So I have one for dark reds, one for light reds, one for dark greens, light greens, dark blues, light blues, light purples, dark purples, etc. And so I just leave them in there. And like I've said in lots of my videos, and I actually have a couple of really good blending brush videos, Allison, that you might want to watch. If you wash your brushes, you're actually doing them sort of a disservice, because the more ink you get in there, the better they color and blend. If you washed them and you started from a clean slate every time, you'd have to keep putting so much ink in there every time. It's almost a waste of ink. So you really don't want to wash them, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. That's my opinion. Oh, thanks, Tammy. She loves the colors. Oh, awesome. Yes, you can also do sponge daubers instead of the blending brushes, Sandy. Absolutely. Let's see. Just checking for other. Oh, Anne is asking for closed caption. Anne, I can't add that during a live, but the replay will have it here and on YouTube. And oh, that's a good idea. So instead of putting that blob there, who was saying that? Jeanne says you can put the blob on your clear block, and then you can actually pick that blob up and use that color, or not color, but the shimmer without wasting it. That is excellent. Thank you. I am going to do that from now on. Okay, so back to this. Boy, that was a long sidetrack. Sorry about that. So here's what I did for the first card, and it's the Pretty Flowers embossing folder, Pale Papaya on Pale Papaya. So that's one option. But then I also looked at a couple of others. I had not used the gingham yet. This is the gingham folder. And I thought, let me see what that looks like. So here's gingham in the Pale Papaya. And I was just sort of wondering, would that look good? Sort of this geometric and the floral. And while I love the folder, I don't think it really does the floral image much service to have the gingham in the background. So I'm going to say no on that. I hadn't tried it yet. I just embossed it to look. And then this one, so this might surprise you. This is called Animal Print. And when I embossed it, I actually thought they almost look like cute little flowers. So I thought, well, we could try that. Can you see? It doesn't it sort of look like little flowers all around the edge? So I thought that was a definite possibility. So that's a maybe. And then the other thing I thought of, and I thought this might look really neat, is I thought, what about white on white? So a thick white card base, the same flower, Pretty Flowers embossing folder, but in white. And then the white on top. And I thought, well, so there's kind of the difference. But let me do one thing first. Before you make up your mind and you vote, I'm going to grab my foam adhesive sheet. And I'm going to stick it on the back, because it makes such a difference when you pop it up and you see that little bit of shadow. So I'm going to put this on the back. I like this instead of dimensionals. This is my preference for big areas like that. Okay, so if we had the white on white, just need to hold it down there, versus the white on the papaya, I don't know. I'm just wondering what you think about that. Let me know. Yes, absolutely. Pretty for a wedding card, Penny. Exactly. Robin loves the white. Gay says the flower background. Oh, yeah, Glennis, I have not even used that animal one yet. So, yeah, I just thought that would be kind of fun. So I'm not sure. Mary, I agree. I like the white. And I'm not sure. I can't decide what I like the best. Yeah, the white is elegant. And hi, Anne. Anne loves the white. Lindsay says papaya all the day. Okay. And the white is a good change. You're right. You're right. So you know what? We'll just glue this one together white, because that'll give us the two different cards. I think that'll be fun. And I do like to use the multi-purpose liquid glue when I have a large embossed area, because that kind of tends to smush into all the little nooks and crannies, which reminds me of that English muffin commercial. Do you remember that? They talked about the nooks and crannies in the English muffin. I'm totally dating myself, but anyway. So I like to do that. Here's another tip. I like to grab my biggest block and just set it on there for a minute to just give that even pressure. So that's just something you can do. And while that's kind of drying for a second, I'll just remind you that it was Mango Melody and Melon Mambo, the two MMs, right? And then I used Granny Apple Green. Woo! Oh, that was almost a disaster. For the leaves. So just as a reminder of the colors. And then all we have to do is peel our backing off of the foam adhesive sheets. And then our last step is these absolutely completely gorgeous iridescent rhinestones. These are so amazing. They are in the January to June catalog. By the way, if you have an idea for the largest size, I have 3 sheets with all the biggest size, and I have not used them yet. I think we talked about it last time, but they're kind of big for me anyway. So what I did was I put a few in the center. I thought it looked really pretty to add the sparkles. A few in these centers. Usually I like to kind of sprinkle them like around the card, but I really liked this look of having them in the flower centers. So I think that'll do it for that. What do you think? Can you see the wink of Stella and the beautiful sparkliness of the iridescent rhinestones? I do like the white on white. Pardon me. I'm really glad that we tried that. So again, if you missed the beginning, my blog is pattystamps.com. You're going to find these on my blog tomorrow. So I always do the live on Friday, and then I blog the projects on Saturday. So if you're looking for them, you'll find them on Saturday, tomorrow. All of the supplies are actually on my blog today. Today's the 11th if you're watching live of February. So if you needed the supplies, you can go there today and get all the supplies. You can order online from me. And if you need catalogs or you would like to join my nationwide team of demonstrators or any of those good things, I'm happy to help you with that. Let's see. Oh, yes, that would be pretty. Add a basic black layer around it. That would really set it off. That's a nice idea, Carol. Thank you. Oh, mixing the colors. Did I? Oh, I do have an extra, so we could see what that would have looked like. So we could have put the white onto the papaya or the papaya onto the white. Let's see, let's grab a white. Good thing I did several extras, right? So either of those would have worked. You're right. That would have been good. So lots of potential with this idea. So anybody have questions today? I'm happy to answer them. The ribbon, Shan, it is called Glittered Organdy Ribbon. And I think, I didn't check this morning, but as of a couple days ago, it was actually temporarily sold out. So you'd want to just write it down. It's 156408. And just keep it on your shopping list. You know, I have a shopping list inside all of my catalogs. Keep it on there and then check again for when that's available. I'm sure it'll be available again soon. I just didn't check on it this morning. Let's see. Yes, Lisa, I think I did use Granny Apple on that one, and I did olive on this one. And you are right. They are a slightly different color. Oh my goodness, really? Let's not have a phone call. during the middle of our video, but it always happens, right? Yes, pale papaya, Katrina, exactly. I'm so sorry for... Hang on. I'm so sorry. Whoever that was, I just hung up on them. It was a spam call. I don't need that in the middle. I'm so sorry. Brandy is asking difference between the thick white and the basic white. I always use the thick for my card bases because the regular white is much flimsier, and I really like the thick for my card base. For stamping, for die cutting, for, you know, coloring, whatever, the regular is fine. Yeah. But for a card base, I love the thick. Great question. Yep, Marcy is so right. Wouldn't be alive without a phone call. I'm considering taking the phone out of here. I really am, because it's so annoying. Oh, good. Thank you. Brenda loves them both. Oh, Gianne says, who am I rooting for in the Super Bowl? Nobody really, because our 49ers lost last week, but I am rooting for the chili and Fritos and hot dogs that we're having, that I'm making. Like, that's all I care about is the food. I'll just be really honest. Oh, good idea. Katie says those large iridescent rhinestones I could use for hubcaps in the driving by set. Yep, here's that cute set. So we could definitely do them as hubcaps on there. Thank you. Great idea. Great idea. Well, friends, that's all I had for you today. And I am so excited that you joined me. Thank you for your questions and your comments, and for just, you know, cheering me along here on Fridays. And I will see you next week. We will have a fun project, and then I think we'll probably be looking at some of the Celebration products, because that will be ending. Celebration ends in less than, well, just over 2 weeks from now, but less than 2 weeks when we're live next Friday. So I'll just want to remind you of some of that. So yes, thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.